everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It's still Tuesday, March 10th, 2020. So I figure I'll jump on here and make a second video. And with everything going on, and I went down and checked my P.O. box today, and I wanted to share a couple books that came with you guys and talk about everything. So I worked on today, I was doing some more stonework and stuff like that. And I gotta be honest, okay, so in here I'm still 25 years old. Probably always will be, okay? I'm young, I can do it. Yeah, my body tells me otherwise. Yeah, oh my gosh. So I, after moving all those, the blocks and doing all that, then I started moving stone today and working on filling in my turnaround to start with. I'm going to add more stone in the driveway. I'm going to add more stone to some of the paths and all that type of stuff as well. And then the other stones got to get moved as well. So there's plenty to do. So, but so anyway, I wanted to talk about a couple things, and then I'm going to show you some. Well, I'm going to show you the books first because those just came today. Then we're going to get into the topic of talking about everything that's going on in, like, with New Rochelle, you know, and all those type of things and everything else is going on. I got to do a correction. I guess I said in my last video, I said Spain was on total lockdown when I meant Italy. So I just misspoke. So I apologize for that, and I know Spain is not on a lockdown, but Italy, the entire country of Italy, is on a lockdown. So my mistake on that, and I apologize. Didn't even realize I misspoke. In my head I said Italy. So, but anyway, so let's go over this first. So I got a couple different things came in here. And this first one, Donald Frank and Francine Frank, they sent me, he had contacted me and said he was going to send me some books as well. Alright, so he gave me, I got 4 books came from him. So Darkness Reigns, Fight for Survival. So that's the first book there, okay? And that's book 1, volume 1. Then the second one is Go the Distance of the Darkness Reigns. So that's volume 2. So it's a 2-part book there that they sent me. And then we have, they sent me Plague, Death Was Only the Beginning. So these are obviously, you know, stories about, you know, plague and all that type of stuff. So I think that that's really cool. And I'm looking forward to reading these. And then the last book is Running for Home, Darkness Reigns 3. And this, again, is Donald Frank and Francine Frank. Okay, so they co-authored that together, and I want to thank both of them for sending those books to me, and I would look forward to reading them, so thank you very much. Then I got another stack of books here, guys. Alright, Ron Foster had sent the other couple of books that I showed you before, and so these new ones are a lot of information in these as well. So what we have here, Apocalyptic Apothecary. Okay, so there's one of the books right there. Okay, and so that's one of them. Then we have the Ridiculously Simple Survival book, and it's got a bunch of information in here as well, and so I will show you that one. Alright, and again, that's by Ron Foster again. Driving Towards Disaster, The Story Thus Far. Okay, so there's another book. And again, a lot of these have a lot of great information in them. Driving Towards Disaster, Survival of the Best Prepared. So again, it's giving you ideas in a lot of these books, guys, of what to use, different information. There's a lot of pictures in there, and so I'm just kind of. But there's a lot of great information in these books, okay? And so here we go. We have Ron Foster again, An Old Man and His Axe. Alright, so let's see. Again, a lot of these books are just, this is a prepper fiction book of survival of an EMP grid-down post-apocalyptic world, okay? So that's what, that's just another story. So I'm looking for, like I said, I love to read, as I've told you guys before, and I'm looking forward to that. We have A Solitary Man's Refuge, again by Ron Foster, okay. This book combines with 3 books of a Solitary Man series, and so I'm looking for, like I said, I got all 3 of them here, I'm sure. Then we have Time is Running Out by Ron Foster again. All right. Survival After the Solar Storm. The Prepper Road. So there we go. There's that one. All right. Another one by Ron. And then we got 2 more to go. A Prepper's Perspective by Ron Foster. All right. So obviously Ron has got a tremendous amount of information here, guys, which I think is awesome. The Bug Out Gardening Guide. All right. So let's see what they got. There's just gives you an idea. A lot of information chucked in these books, guys. Information is power. I've talked about that many, many times. It's got the different stuff in here, different plants and all that. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to show you a couple things there. So a lot of good information. Looking forward to going through those and reading the different stories and stuff like that. So both authors, well, the 2 authors, Donald and Francine Frank, thank you guys for the books that you sent. And I know, I think these are coming from Ron again as well. So Ron Foster sent me a whole bunch more books. So we have a ton of Ron Foster books now. But I'm looking forward. I love to read. So it's never a bad situation with that. But so I thought I would share those with you. So let's get into a little bit of what is going on here. I wanted to give you, let me give you I got the accurate number here for the United States now. And I know we're up to 30 deaths now in the U.S. We have 971 cases now in the U.S., all right, with 30 deaths, 15 people recovered. You know, that's what they're telling us anyway. I know that the numbers around the world continue to go up. And here's the other thing too. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about Wuhan, China. Wuhan, China has been in lockdown since January, right? They're still in lockdown. They didn't do it for 14 days and say, okay, everybody go back to work. Wuhan, China is still in lockdown. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, okay? I find that very interesting. Why are they still in lockdown? If it's, you know, this 14 days. And here's the thing that I really am not grasping. 14 to 28 day or 27 day incubation period. So we're just going to only quarantine people for 14 days and then let them go. Does that make any sense to you in any way, shape, or form at all? Okay. The numbers continue to rise in the United States. The National Guard has been sent out to New Rochelle in New York State, which is obviously downstate, and they are, you know, they're not saying that they're under quarantine, but they're under restrictions, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And so we have a lot of people out here. We have a lot of people, you know, going on the mainstream media and saying that, you know, this is no worse than the common cold and all this type of stuff. So my question would be, or the common flu or whatnot. So again, if this is no big deal, if this is nothing to worry about, everything is fine, go home and continue with your lives and spend your money and do what you're going to do. If this is not a big deal, why are the governments around the world doing what they're doing? Why is Italy locking down their whole country? Essentially, China has pretty much done the same thing. The large areas of that country are completely shut down right now. Okay, you know, the numbers continue to go up. People are continuing to die. I've had people say to me that all the whole thing is fake. It's all fabricated. Well, tell that to the people that are dead. Tell them that it's fabricated. All right. We're talking about something that is very highly contagious. Okay. I know there are YouTubers out there that are saying that the whole thing is a psych op, that it's fake, it's not real. You want to believe that? See, here's my thing, and you can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care if you want to believe the different things that are being said. That is your choice. You can believe whatever you want to believe. As I have always said from the very beginning of this whole thing, I'm a very big proponent of prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Okay, I've always said right from the beginning, I hope that I'm wrong with this situation, but as things have continued to accelerate, it is showing me that I am not wrong. Okay, the governments around the world are not going to lose money the way that they're losing money. Businesses are not shutting down the way that they're shutting down. A friend of mine who lives down in Maryland, they're talking that they may be shutting down for 2 weeks. You know, they're going to get paid, but the company is shutting down for 2 weeks. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of stuff going on that we're not being privy to. I think that we need to be concerned. You know, they're not doing, like what I said to my buddy today, we were talking a little bit on the phone, and I said to him, I said, here's the best way to look at this, and I'm going to talk to you guys like you're my friends, because you're my friends and my family. You're part of the Prepper Nurse One family, okay? You are part of the Legion, all right? The Legion of Prepper Nurse One, you know, folks. So this is the way I look at things. Have you ever seen an entire country, Italy, shut down because of the flu? No, you have not. Have you seen, you know, the response in different areas of what is going on because of the flu? Have countries shut down borders because of the flu? Have we restricted air travel because of the flu? Have they recommended you not to travel on cruise ships because of the flu? You've never seen these things happen. We're seeing things happen that are unprecedented. We have quarantined people for the first time in the United States in 50 plus years. You don't see people going into quarantine for the flu, okay? So all these things that we're seeing, and then you got these people saying, nothing to worry about, everything's fine, you're good, don't worry, makes me worry more, okay? When I continue to see these things happening, when you see the National Guard is being sent to a township in New York State because of the virus, that is concerning. That is something to be concerned about. There's a lot more going on, my friends, than we are being told. That I will say. You know, I have said from the very beginning of this thing, the biggest thing that we can all do is prepare to shelter in place. I think that that's really important. I think we still need to be prepared to shelter in place. And try to do it as comfortably as we can be, okay? So when I say shelter in place, so out in the country, what does that mean? In the country, it means I stay on my homestead and I take care of my chickens every day like I do. I go out and I can do things in my yard and stuff like that. I'm just going to have very limited contact with outside people, or no contact, okay? That's sheltering in place as far as in the country goes. Suburbia, you might want to stay in your house. You know, maybe let your dogs out for the backyard to go to the toilet or whatever you got to do. You know, you're not going to be interacting with your neighbors and all that type of stuff. If you're in a city, then you're probably looking at more of being sheltering in place in your apartment, you know, or apartment complex, or wherever that you may be. You need to be ready to do that, and I would rather do it comfortably than be miserable and not have enough supplies. So when I've talked about from the beginning of this stuff, and I want to reiterate this, and this is what I've said from the beginning, I am a reseller of Legacy freeze-dried foods. I have said from the beginning, I don't care if you buy the freeze-dried foods that I sell on my website, or if you want to get Mountain House, if you want to get Augustin Farms, My Patriot Supply, whatever your flavor is, I don't care, as long as you are doing something to prepare for yourselves. So I've said that right from the very beginning, okay? Now, obviously, you know, I sell Legacy freeze-dried foods. I sell it on my website at PrepperNurse1.com. I've never been shy about that. I've always been very honest about that. I have it in my preps as well. I think it's a good thing to have in your preps. Right now, there is a huge delay because all the freeze-dried companies got slammed, sold out a lot of their stuff, so there's not a lot of supplies with that. But you can still get out there, you can get your rice and your beans. You can still get out there and get your canned goods. You can still get out there and get those other things, you know, medical supplies and those type of things that you can get to be able to shelter in place if you get sick, to be able to try to take care of yourself at home, unless it gets really, really bad, and then you would have to go to the hospital, okay? I've been a real big advocate of that the whole time. I still think that we need to prepare to shelter in place. I think it's really important. I had somebody say to me today, oh, so you're telling people to shelter in place, and then you're going off and doing whatever you do, so it only counts for do as I say, not as I do. Now, I'm gonna correct that person, and I'm gonna do it on here. And I know they didn't mean it in a trollish way, so I didn't take it as a trollish way. I have said, and I replied to that person, and I said, I have said to prepare to shelter in place. I have said that right along, okay? As things continue to accelerate and get worse, there is going to come a time where I will come on this channel, and I will tell you guys, I think it's now the time to shelter in place. I will tell you when I believe it is that time. We have that window of opportunity that used to be really wide open. It is narrowing down, okay? Now, I did want to say something. There was a gentleman that made a comment that I thought was fantastic, and I want to share it with you guys, okay? And I did something, and I went, oh man, he was right about that. So anyway, so he had said, while people are in the grocery stores scrambling around and trying to get, bleach and all that type of stuff and food and stuff like that, he goes, now's the time to get to your secondary locations, meaning your hardware stores, your propane store, that you have the propane, and getting propane, getting whatever, plywood if you need to board up windows, getting nails if you don't have a hammer and stuff like that, getting those type of supplies. And I thought that was an absolutely fantastic comment. And so because of that comment, I said, well, let me think. How many 20-pound propane tanks do I have? So I went out today and I bought 3 more propane tanks and had them filled. So I have more propane available in the tanks, because I have my cooker that I use outside, when the weather's nice. And so like right now I don't have a fire going in the fireplace because it was a warm day. And so, if I was going to cook, I will go out to my out to my gas grill. And so you're going to need propane to do that. I just thought it was a smart thing, something I hadn't thought about. So I definitely want to give that subscriber credit. It was a fantastic comment, great advice. Get whatever supplies you need to get be able to protect yourself and your family. If you need to get hooks or something that you can put into the walls, and get a 2x4 and put it over your door so somebody can't kick your door in when you're home at night and you're sleeping, so that you're not, somebody's going to come in there and try to take your stuff or, whatever you have at night when you're sleeping. Somebody starts kicking on your door and you got that 2x4 on there, it gives you the time to be able to protect yourself and defend yourself if they get through. Now, probably they wouldn't be able to if you have your door properly taken care of, okay? Again, just another thing that I'm saying, all right? I really believe that we need to prepare to shelter in place. I've said that right along. I will continue to say that. Not to panic. I don't want you guys panicking. I want you to be smart, be ready, and all that type of stuff. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about, these different things. I wanted to share the books that came today, so I thought that that was awesome as well. But again, things are getting kind of hairy. The numbers in the U.S. are going up drastically. The deaths are going up as well. I know most of the deaths are at that nursing home. They're focused on that. But I think that there's a lot more people sick than we're being told. That is my opinion. And so, I just think that we need to be as ready as we possibly can be. When the time comes, if I feel like if I get on here one day soon, let's say in a week or 10 days, and I say, now I think it's time to shelter in place, I am going to shelter in place. I will be sheltering in place. That's what I'll be doing. I don't get out and go do a whole bunch of things. I have things here that I want to take care of. So there's a couple things that I want to still go and get. I want to get the building supplies so I can make my battery room. So I probably will be doing that fairly soon. In getting those supplies here, the supplies are here. I don't have to go nowhere. It gives me projects to do, things to work on. That's what I want to do. I have plenty of other stuff obviously now to do as well, and I will continue to do that as well. So just putting that out there for you guys. Remember to also, if you're looking to connect with like-minded people, my website is a great place to do that as well. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there. It is totally free to join. It doesn't cost anything. So if you're looking to connect with like-minded people, definitely go and check that out. Again, PrepperNurse1.com. It's the Prepper Nurse One community. You do have to register. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. Great resource, great forums in there. Connecting with people if you just want to talk. If you're looking to try to connect with somebody in your state or in your country to network, it's a great resource for that. If you're looking to try to form a group in your state or your country, it's also a good resource for that as well. So just putting that out there for you guys. If you're interested, definitely go and check that out, okay? Again, be as ready as you possibly can be. I will encourage that. I will continue to encourage that, okay? So I will talk to you all, guys, all of you later, all you gentlemen and ladies. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope your week is starting out well. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Now more than ever, work with people that if you can. I really think that that's important, okay? Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. The most important one, remember STD. It is one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, work at it methodically, and it gets done. It is amazing how much gets done if you do a little bit every day. And before you know it, you got a lot of stuff done. And you knock things off the list, and then you don't have to do them again. That's the best part. When you have something done that you did, and you don't have to do it again, that's awesome. Okay? So anyway, I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.